What's up guys, I'm Jasinski, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back once again to the Banner Saga. When last we left off, we had fought on the bridge of Einertoft no less than 3 times, and unfortunately during one of those times Fasolt died off screen. He didn't die in battle. We learned that apparently our characters can't die from battle because Ekkel died no less than 3 times, but he did not actually die. He was only injured. So that's good to know. And then on the third battle, Ivor came out and we fought on the bridge once more. We defeated the dredge once again, and we told Urinder that we were destroying the bridge and we are leaving because there is nothing we can do besides that. So that is what we did. We destroyed the bridge and we left Einertoft. And it looked like we were going to run out of supplies for a bit, but then Ubin joined us and he brought his caravan along with us as well as Gunnulf. So everyone's together now and we're on our way to Sigrholm. So we're just going to continue on with this glorious journey. "Look at that!" shouts one of your clansmen. "The caravan stops to watch dredge pooling into the village you just passed through." "I hope anyone who stayed behind got out alive," says Alette, "but you have your doubts." "Damn, good thing we got out of there when we did." "They're coming," says Ivor, pointing at a line of dredge leaving the village and marching toward you. As you watch, the dredge in front falls over. Then the one behind it falls as well. You hear a twang to your left. Nid, the archery student of Oddleaf's, who you recall deftly shooting a snow rabbit, is firing arrows down the hill. Another dredge topples. "That's incredible," says Oddleaf, squinting, "but we should get out of here." Odd's right. Let's go. "But why don't you come with us next time you want to try out that bow?" you tell Nid, who nods, a smile on her face. We got 11 days. Hopefully make it to Sigrholm before we run out of supplies. I think... Ooh. "Stop!" a resolute voice calls from somewhere in front of you. The surrounding terrain comes alive with armed fighters surrounding the caravan. "No need for bloodshed," the leader says. "Leave a couple of wagons, pretend you never even stopped here." "Dude, there's dredge coming." "I'm guessing you have no idea that the dredge are on their way," you shout. "If that's the case, friend," says the leader, "we need those supplies more than ever." Without even a glance to his men, the attack begins. "Well, fine, we will defend our own, dude. You'll die." Nice. Damn bandits. No one was injured. That's fantastic. And we'll move on. Is that a godstone up there? Maybe we'll go up to it. Nah, we're avoiding it. Oh, no, here we go. Oh, I recognize this song. This is like a broken godstone. The Godstone of Dunder passes around you, and the frozen climates here looks like the rock has split and is falling apart, held together only by the deep snow. Curiously, when standing between the stones, the wind drops off completely, picking up again once you've passed through. "I almost wonder if we should rest here for the night," says Ivor, who seems to have noticed the same thing. With all the snow around it, dredge might not even be able to find us. Oh man, he was still talking. Let's... Oh my goodness. We don't have the supplies. Well, we might. I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. People could use the rest. Let's stay here overnight. You walk around camp before settling in. Along each strand of Dunder's massive beard is carved a different part of his story, and you turn your head to and fro to read it. While the Loom Mother was the first to create, she soon found a counterpart in Dunder, who embodied her ideals in a masculine form. Dunder took some of her creations, gave them beards, and showed them the secrets of smithing, though many remember him just as fondly for teaching them games and songs of mirth. As the camp settles in, you notice a group of boys huddled around something. They show you an offering box carved into the god's stone itself. The box is an elaborate construction of interlocking pieces which slide around when touched. "We can't get it open," they tell you. "It's like a puzzle." "I'll try to open it." The boys take turns working out the puzzle and give you tips when it's your turn, though you don't seem to make much progress. Eventually they leave to sleep until it's just you and a couple of other determined youngsters. I'll keep working on the puzzle box. It's hard to know how long you spend sliding around the smooth puzzle pieces, but when people begin emerging from their tents, you know you're in trouble, exhausted from a long, sleepless night. Worse still, the box remains closed as you shuffle warily along with the leaving caravan. Damn it, I thought we could get something from that. This game tricks you into thinking you can get stuff from things, and nope, you won't get anything. Hawkstorp. A boy has gone missing from the caravan, along with a good number of supplies. The boy's younger brother begins to sob. "Some men in the woods made us, said we had to give them food or they'd kill us. No, don't tell nobody. My brother went over there." He points. "I'm leading a war party." This is tough. I want to get the boy back, but I don't want to scare them off. I'm going to lead a search party. Damn it. Several clansmen join you in the direction your younger brother pointed. You find frantic tracks. Eventually the boy is cold body dead in the snow. "They said to tell nobody," one of the scouts recalls. Heartless bastards. People can be such monsters, man. In the distance, Hawkstorp smolders like an old campfire. Even from here you can see black figures shambling through it. "That looks like a dead town," remarks Ivor, confirming your impressions. "There's usually survivors," Oddleaf reminds you. I'm getting these voices messed up, man. "We need to check it out." "I hope others will do the same for me. Dredge are nothing we haven't faced before," Ivor grunts, but otherwise says nothing. "Besides, it might throw Belor off the scent a bit." You head a day's march out towards Hawkstorp. As soon as you step foot in the small town, you think you've made a mistake. It's thoroughly littered with corpses. Within moments, the dredge are upon you as though you stirred up an angry hornet's nest. You draw your weapons. Our morale is low. Alright. I'm going to keep Alette in. She's pretty useful. We're not going to level anybody up because we need that renown to maybe get some supplies here. Maybe. Okay, there's a few here. They're mostly the ranged boys. I'm going to put Alette and myself down here. Whoops. Alright, let's get in there. Start by injuring these guys. Oh, there's 3 down here. I didn't know. He's gonna swing at me. Let's see here. If we can get a lightning strike right there. Ah, I only hit one of them. Okay, so it really is like diagonal. You have to hit them diagonally. This one's weaker. Well, armor-wise, he's weaker. We'll have to go for the armor, though. Maybe I can force them into that corner. No, they're coming out. Ooh, Krummer, take your pick. This guy could be weaker. There we go. He won't do any damage now. Alright, let's cause some threat over here. We can't hit him, but we can make him nervous. Oh, you doing your little explodey thing? Yeah, you are. I'll let break his armor. This one up here. Oh my goodness, that hurt. Rook, hit him. That's my man. Oh yeah, there's that third one. Stay still, Eagle. This won't hurt a bit. But it'll hurt them a lot. It's good for me again. Eagle can kill this one. I'm still taking damage. Krummer, finish this guy off. Ooh. It's time to spin round, round, right, round. Oh, that was so good. That was delicious. Alette, take the shot. Now I will also take a shot. Let's go for his armor. It'll be easier to kill him. Alright. They're going to keep striking Eggle, which is pretty okay with me. Our poor morale. Oh, that's weakened our willpower. That sucks. Let's hit him with a lightning strike. This should kill both of them, I'd hope. No, it only hurt one of them because he wasn't right next to him. Let's weaken him some more. Of course, they're going to hit her. Ah, dang it, we can't get close enough. Gunnulf, end this man. Man, beast, stone creature thing. Alrighty. Alette won't be able to get there. She can get close, but she won't be able to get there to fight them. They're just gonna keep swinging at us. And they're gonna keep getting their turns. Alright. Kill this man, Ivan. Pillage, finally. Gunnulf is back there. Gunnulf, just end your turn. Okay, we got him. Whew! No one was lost, so another victory for us. Another solid victory. How much renown we get for that? 9. Okay. This town is nothing but ghosts, and now covered in more dredge bodies, too. Remarkably, as you're about to leave, you find an old man sitting quietly in a tattered market stall with a couple items in front of him. He hums to himself as if nothing were wrong, and seems to be in shock. Your clansmen gather him into the caravan before you leave. Before we leave, we're getting some supplies. 1 renown gets 10 supplies. That's so good. Take all the supplies we can. What we got here? Ooh, that just gives straight up more armor. Yeah, I'm taking that. Alright, let's talk to Nid. I don't know if we've ever spoken. I'm Nid, your rook, I know. We've actually been traveling together for a long time. Isn't it strange how you can be so close to people and not know them? Every day I pass people I swear I've never seen before. I wanted to thank you for letting me join you. Have you always been such a good shot? Honestly, I never even tried before Oddleaf made me. I spent my whole life making clothes, cleaning. Oddleaf's good, but I don't think it was all her doing. It feels right. I just look where I wanted to go. Anyway, I feel better. The caravan, the people worrying all day and making problems. Sometimes I really stew in their misery. I'm glad I can do something helpful. Where are you from? I don't think you're from Skoger. I knew most of the people there. No, I had a house in Frostfeller, but we were driven out when the dredge started showing up. My husband died trying to protect our home. My sons and I were thrown out into the fields. I'm sorry. Ekel's men killed my husband. Now Ekel is traveling with us. For a long time I was angry. Why did he get to live? Why did you decide for the rest of us? You look away momentarily, not sure what to say. But I've let it go. I have 3 sons, and I don't want them to grow up with hatred in their hearts. That's why I wanted to thank you. You're welcome. I should be going. Don't think anything of it. We all have our own problems to deal with. Let me know if you need me to put an arrow in something. She returns to her tent, where her boys are waiting for her. Alright, we need to rest. Everyone's in crap mood. Alright. Normal morale is fine enough for me. Is that all the supplies that were here? Yeah. Alright, we gotta go. Wish we hadn't lost so many supplies from these bandits. A woman's stifled screams failed to overly concern anyway. It was only a matter of time before the expectant mother gave birth. The caravan is simply excited by this first sign of new life since the trip began. I'll congratulate the new parents privately. You discreetly make your way to the family's tent amidst cheerful clansmen. You give your most heartfelt congratulations to the parents, telling them how strong the young boy looks. The mother cries, and the father thanks you repeatedly. Well, that's good. Morale improved. And we got 5 renown from that. Oh. Another Godstone. This one's interesting. The Godstone for Ingrid, goddess of knowledge, looks on as the caravan takes a much-needed rest. Ivor shoos some children away from a solitary dredge slinger lying dead beneath a stone. I think I know who's singing this, but I could be wrong. I think it's Maluka. And if you don't know who Maluka is, look her up. Malukah. She's really great, so I think this might be her. Should we be worried about that? Oh, damn it, I saw Ivor. Should we be worried about that? You ask Ivor, pointing to the dredge body. I don't think so, he replies. Still, couldn't hurt to have a few guards look around. Hours pass without warning. I'll inspect the Godstone. Ingrid's Godstone is carved with ancient runes which don't make much sense to you, though Ivan tells you some of the menders have deciphered them. It's how the menders learned the language of the gods. Past the largest stone, a long series of slabs contain more writing all the way down the hill. The odd thing, he tells you, is that the writing occasionally changes depending on who is reading it. Usually it describes the history of the gods, but it can be about nearly any topic. Sadly, Ivan doesn't know how to read it himself. Juno could, he says. It's time to pack up and move on. As you are ready to depart, you hear screams from near the main Godstone. The same boys so curious about the dead dredge before are shrieking and pointing. For a moment you think it must not have been dead, but then you see that they have opened a wrapping that was in the dredge's hands. Okay, thank God. Wait, says Ivor, his arms across your chest. This shouldn't be seen. Get everyone away. A chill sweeps over you. Alette pushes past and gasps. Stop! Shouts Ivor, but the curious onlookers have already seen it. What is it? Leave it. On the ground before the dead slinger is a small, stony figure, its hands searching for something it can't find. That's a baby. That dredge is a woman? We've been killing women, been slaughtering women and children this whole time, leaving them to die? In a war, it's only the males who fight. We've been fighting these dredge the whole way. Why are women with children on their backs attacking us? They're not invading. They're running. Everyone stops dead in their tracks. The entire caravan is gathered around, aghast. When I spoke to Juno, she told me something was coming. She didn't know what. A darkness. Something black is covering the world, and the dredge are running from it just as we are running from them. The serpent, the quake, it's all the beginning of the end. Ivor, you knew? Why? Why didn't you say something? Ivor? When I was young, I killed one of the Sunder during the Second Great War. We called it raise. Every time we would build our defenses, it would flatten them and push us back again. I became separated from the rest of the Varl and stumbled upon Raise deep in a snowstorm. Alone. She was nursing. I threw my axe. It twisted in the wind. Her son died in her arms. She was so pathetic, kneeling in the snow. She didn't even try to stop me when I took her head. That's how I killed a Sunder. When I found my way to Grofheim, the Varl wanted to make me Kender, next to be king. I left. Walked until I ended up in Skoga, where no one knew what I had done. The only sound is the wind blowing through the trees. Damn. For a long time, nobody says a thing until a child breaks the silence. What do we do with the baby? A lump forms in your throat, looking at the small obsidian creature squirming before you. I insist we take it with us. You argue strongly for showing mercy and humanity. Some of the women in the caravan hesitantly agree to take in the dredge infant, while others are furious about bringing it along. Not long after, one of the women comes to you. Its swaddling was being held by this, she says, giving you a hairpin that looks distinctly undredge-like. An inscription on the silver almost slips your notice. Persevere. From the goddess herself, if you ask me, the woman tells you. We'll care for the child. We can't be monsters. "5 days of supplies. Looks like we're about to head into a forest. That doesn't bode well. You're making the usual rounds when you hear a rather large debate coming from the area that Varl have gathered. Ivor joins you as you approach. They're probably talking about the baby. Oben, you'd rather be known for falling asleep and dying in the corner of a mead house than battling a Sunder. No, I'd rather be known for not dying. Don't even know what you're worried about. I did this 100 times in the Great Wars. Take some warriors, plow headfirst into the dredge. They follow you into the hills, get lost. Now they're not following you. When you did this 100 times, did they have Bellower leading them? Have you never heard about the time I hit Bellower in the head with a throwing axe? You're planning to confront the dredge? Careful, my friend. A lot of old history getting thrown around here. The warriors weren't just noting that there's a damn good number of dredge on our asses. Bellower pulling up the rear. This one thinks he can just wander up there and throw them off our tracks. How about some gratitude? Thought you'd be happy to finally be oldest Varl in the land, Uben. Oh, yeah. The two oldest, there they are. I'm never happy to lose more Varl, Krumer. Besides, I'm not convinced you're really older than me. Old rivalry you've got here. Comments like that remind me I've already wasted too much time doing nothing. In the old days, I'd already be halfway to the battlefield by now. Speaking of which, you coming, Ingvar? You could ask Bellower for your arm back. Don't think so. Not exactly in the mood right now. Alright then. I'll tell Haderborg you said hello. Krumer and a good many Varl warriors head out toward the growing army of Dredge. Is he going to come back? He always has before. But this time feels different, I fear. Good luck, Krumer. Maybe they'll pull him off our trail. I can only hope. Morale's down. We have 4 days of supplies. No encouragement or tales of glory will lift the spirits of the caravan. In the north, we have times like this, says one of the Varl. The other giants grin, raising tankards and horns of mean. Skull! They shout, and make short work of their drinks, explaining that each person takes a drink when someone tells a story that is more miserable than the last. Others join them for the second round, and mead is passed your way. I'll join the giants in drinking. Taking the mead, you shout, Skull! The crowd cheers, and laughter echoes through the camp for hours as each person comes up with increasingly more absurd stories of woe. The Varl's remedy is a success, yeah! And the caravan is in a much better mood the following day, albeit hungover and with less mead than before. Okay, we lost some supplies, but we're back up to normal morale. It's Sigrholm! We're almost there! We're nearly there! Gather round, Dalters! Echoes a shout in the distance as Krumer and his band of warriors break through nearby foliage. And behold the invincible Varl! The caravan is thrilled to see Krumer return safely. Did the plan work? Asks Ubin. Work, responds Krumer. Of course it worked. Same old dread. Should be another day or two at least before they even find their own asses. And if you apologize, I'll tell you how I found these, Krumer says, tossing you a pair of leather gloves that look big enough for a Varl. He leans in close, whispering so Ubin can't hear. Had something to do with a raven's nest and a hair tie. Treasure hunter. Dunder's hand. Oh, that was the puzzle box!
As Sigrholm approaches, we fear the worst. The once calm lake surrounding it now looks like a bowl that has been flipped. Proud home sinking into muddy water.
Oh no.
A side effect of the quake. What has the rest of the world become on the other side of those mountains?
I hope Juno's here. Sigrholm looks like it's barely here. One catastrophe to another, says Oddleaf as you pull into Sigrholm. The town appears to be sinking into the lake. Townspeople peek from dark windows and makeshift hovels further up the hill. No, says Ivan, looking frantic. Where is she? He runs to the front of the caravan, looking out over the water. Juno isn't here, and you get the creeping feeling you're not welcome either. Going upriver looks out of the question. The beach is bare, aside from the occasional skeleton of a ruined fishing boat. You reluctantly set up camp in the sinking town. All I'm saying is, how long are you willing to wait? While taking stock of Caravan, you've inadvertently walked into a debate between Oddleaf and Ivan. As long as we need to. And I don't think we need to get out of here. I think we need to get out of here, rather. I don't feel good about this place. Why? What's wrong? Something doesn't feel right. The people here are staring at us like those vultures in the wastes. I'm sorry, Ivan. I think Oddleaf is right. I saw a man. The whole time we were setting up, he was just watching me. In a creepy way. And how long before the dredge find us here? Juno will come. Just give it a little more time. Rook, listen to me. I need you to trust me on this. I don't like this at all. See what's in the market. One right now gets 3 supplies. It's not a great deal, but we need the supplies. I'll just get us up to 10. And we'll talk to Ivan real quick. You're really worried about her, aren't you? What? Oh, Juno. Worry doesn't begin to describe it. If she doesn't find us here, or something has happened to her, are you sure what you saw was real? It could have been a dream, or I don't know, you were pretty exhausted. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. Everything is a blur. Um, don't tell the others I said that. I have to hope it wasn't just a dream. What's it like to be a mender? Being a mender? I guess I never really thought about it like that. It's just part of me. They knew very young that I would join the order. Born into it, you could say. My mother and father, both menders. The guild is for lots of people now. Builders and healers. Do they all pull lightning out of the sky? No, that's not normal. It's one of the reasons I know Juno. She's one of the council. She helps me control things like this, so we don't end up scaring people. How exactly does weaving work, anyway? Okay, with the banners. Yeah, I want to know this. Well, the hardest part is usually seeing the threads. Everything is part of the tapestry. It's made of threads woven together. If you can't see the threads, if you can see the threads, you can manipulate them. I don't know how to explain it, really. It's like trying to play a harp with invisible strings. Look at my staff, for example. Some menders carve intricate patterns in the wood to help them remember the shapes of... like I said, hard to explain. And why is Bellower following us? I saw Grofheim as it burned. Ivan gets a faraway look in his eye. The thunder blew through it like a tempest. The Varl fell in the thousands. Most of the thunder left the city and headed south. Who knows where they are now? They might be destroying every town they come to, or heading toward Arberang. Bellower stayed in Grofheim, just for the sport of it, I think. As we fled to Einartoft, I thought he must want to wipe the Varl off the map completely. But then he came after us. Maybe he knew Ivor was the one who killed Reyes. Maybe, let's just make sure he doesn't catch up. Do you think this is the end times? I don't know what to think. I wish I could give you a better answer. Even if we escape the drench, that serpent set of darkness is covering the world. I don't know how long that will take, or what it means, even. I'm just trying to solve one problem at a time. The Menders are in Arberang. If we can find ships and make it to the capital, we might have a chance. I won't take any more of your time. No, it's okay, Rook. I appreciate the talk. It's good to stay grounded. I spend all day worrying about serpents or sunder. I think a lot of people are intimidated. Or scared, maybe. Of me. Don't worry, it's nothing new. I'm used to it. Maybe sometime we can talk about things that don't include the world ending. Yeah, maybe, Ivan. We'll rest one day. Ooh, a scuffle has broken out in front of the houses. Thief! Shouts one of your people as a group of strangers flee from your camp. Olive is already running in the direction. They took our supplies! You hear from nearby. That's it. We need to... These people are going to steal everything we have. So we need to get ready to leave. Olive turns back from the chase when you call everyone together and tell them to get packed. Good, she says. That's what we should have done in the first place. Ivan looks like he desperately wants you to reconsider, but remains quiet. We've got other problems, says Ivor. The whole place is flooded. We could try to walk the muddy parts, but it'll still be slow going. We could try to float the caravan over the lake, but we might tip or get stuck. Or we could just go around the whole thing, but no idea how long that'll take. What do you think? Oh, man. Maybe we could pay some locals to help us. Although, if they've already stolen from us, let's attempt to ford the river. You pack everything as soon as up and take as much weight off the wagons as you can. Soon you're walking through ankle-deep water and thick mud, hoping that the rest of the caravan can hold out. The footing is sticky and slow, but the water isn't too deep outside the town. It takes a while, but you manage to cross the enormous mud pit outside of Sigrholm with an intact, if not cranky, caravan of people. We lost 3 days of supplies, or 2 anyways. I'm going to go ahead and let this episode be a bit longer until we get to the next big event. Well, I guess we're heading to Arborang now. Juno wasn't at Sigrholm. Something must have happened. I don't like this. A mother's scream floods the caravan. Her daughter lies dead in a tent. We all know who did this, she spits, staring directly at the woman she scuffled with previously. Murder? Over a marriage? In these times? Something must be done. The accused woman remains silent. Investigate the death. A healer joins you in inspecting the young girl's corpse. An old infection, says the healer. No punctures, no choking, no poison. She died of disease. You report the news to the caravan. The mother admits that she had always known her daughter was ill, and everyone moves on. And then she tried to lie about it. You're about to head off to sleep for the night. Onef pulls you aside. I have a couple of concerns I wanted to speak to you about, he says, in private. You find a quiet place to talk. What is it, Onef? What's on your mind? How well do you know the people traveling with us? How many strangers are in the caravan now? Who are you worried about? I've been watching folks since I joined you. Your companions from Skoga are the loyal. I mean, seems pretty clear that they'd die to protect you. I suppose I'd do the same. What about the Varl? You don't even know half those warriors. You're telling me they have no problem following a man's orders now? After everything that happened at Einartoft? I trust Ivar to handle it. He's fearless, I'll give you that. But look at them. Look at him. He's run ragged. He can't be there all the time. What happens the first time the Varl don't want to do what you tell them? If Krumer gave the word, I guarantee at least half would follow. Let's be honest. They could take this caravan by force at any time if they wanted to. What do you suggest? I suggest growing some balls instead of hoping it all works out, Rook. What do you... Dude, they're not the biggest problem, though. There's a mender with us. A mender who pulls lightning out of the sky and tells us what to do and where to go. Myself, I think we lucked out when his mentor didn't show up in Sigrholm. Ivan's just the apprentice. When the depths is his master capable of. Think about Rook. What do you really know about Ivan? I heard they were found practically dead in the middle of nowhere when the dredge started showing up. Then an enormous serpent shows up at Einartoft after tearing the world in half, takes one look at Ivan and bolts. Suddenly they need our help instead of the Mender Council? How does that make any damn sense? Ivan could have taken control long before now. A shrewd man with ambitions can be very patient. I'm grateful for what you've done to get us this far, Rook. But it's always been about trust. I think it's about time to part ways, so to speak. Nothing personal. Okay, Onef. Oh my god, he stabbed me! Your visions blur and blood fills your sight. You gasp again. There's a bird whistle and the camp becomes a blur of motion. Onef's fighters from Frostvale leap into action, cutting people down! As Oddleaf turns to fire on the men, Onef runs her through. No! Oddleaf! And pulls the blade from her back without even breaking his stride. She drops like a sack of flour. One clean motion, his blade then takes Eagle in the throat! Eagle! Onef heads straight for Alette, who freezes in unbridled terror. Alette!
No!
You rise to your feet through the pain. Eggle and Oddleaf are dead. Somehow you find the strength to cleave the nearest traitor in two, but you can't find the breath to shout. You think your lung might be punctured. Onef clutches Alette's wrist amidst the commotion, tosses her boat aside, and pulls her into the deep woods. Her eyes meet yours across this campsite. No, her lips say, though you can't hear the words. A dozen men appear between you as Ivar steps into view, as fearsome as you've ever seen him. That son of a bitch. Where's the lit? Shouts Ivor, tearing through the nearest bandit, but you've already hobbling into the deep woods where they disappeared, ignoring the battle raging behind you. In a haze of pain, you start to think you've lost their tracks. Then you hear Alette screaming in the distance, followed by silence. You tear through the trees. In a small clearing, Alette lies with her head back against a tree. Her hands and her clothes are covered in blood. She stares vacantly ahead, unblinking. Beside her is the body of Onef, an arrow buried in his right eye, as if placed there by hand. She looks in your direction, and then at Onef. I killed him, she says. Alette, are you all right? You cringe as much from the pain as the appearance of Alette after her bloody struggle with Onef. No, I'm not hurt. I had no choice. Dad, your chest, you're bleeding. Suddenly she's at your side, putting pressure on the wound. I can fix this. Where is my needle? Oddleaf, anyone! Ivor, I found them. Just as your sight goes black, you see Ivor, and Alette standing over you. He's going to make it. Your eyes open to the sound of Alette's voice. Normally, a wound like that. I only hope I did enough. I'll survive. Dad! Alette stops herself from hugging your bandaged chest, pulling your head to her instead. The words come out easier than you expected. Oddleaf? It's a good thing Ivan was here. She's going to pull through, though it was a nasty wound. Oh, thank God, Oddleaf's okay. We managed to kill most of the traitors' sons of bitches, and the rest fled into the woods. There were lots of people I couldn't save. You did everything you could, Ivan. Nobody expects you to raise the dead. Ivan frowns deeply, putting a hand to his forehead. Why did Onef do this, Rook? He was talking to you right before it happened. Perhaps he was planning it all along. I think that much is clear. Echo killed a good half-dozen of Onef's men, by himself. He told me Onef was running Frostfeller the whole time. He left Frostfeller behind when he saw a better opportunity. Guess that relationship is over. Echo was always just the barking dog you put in the yard to find out who your enemies are. It was no accident Onef went after those of us from Skoga. He must have thought with us gone, he'd take the banner and the rest would fall in line. Or at worst, they'd take all the supplies for themselves and leave the rest as dredge bait. We have to be more careful. We can't just let anyone join the caravan anymore. Where do you draw the line, Ivor? I don't know, Rook. I really don't. None of this changes the fact that Bellower is out there somewhere, following us. That swamp around Sigrholm might buy us some time, but we've got to keep moving. Your body aches all over, but Ivor's right. The road calls. The caravan is already starting to pack up camp. But Egil is gone. Let's talk to Egil. I want to hear his side of this story. Look who it is. Still not dead. How are things, Rook? I can never guess with you, Egil. Heard you helped drive off the traitors when Onef attacked us. And it leaves me always wondering, what's your deal? I'm not so hard to understand. Why don't you try asking, instead of telling? Why didn't you warn us about Onef? Didn't I? How many times did I have to call him a traitor before you got the message? What do you want me to say? Watch out, Onef's going to murder your whole family. He didn't fill me in on the details. He was always like that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to convince you to off me. But listen, I don't need to know, so keep it to yourself. Why did you stick with him? I don't know, Rook. Family makes you do weird things. You know what the worst part is? We became kin when he married my sister. She died of a fever one night. But she didn't. She wasn't sick. He killed her. I don't know why he did it. Maybe he just felt like it. I was so furious. I got so angry that I wanted him to beg. I could kill him without a second thought, but that wasn't enough. I wanted him to feel sick about it, puke his guts out. And somehow that turned into, over time, he never cared. And I gave up and did what he wanted. Don't know how it happened. But when I attacked you in Frostfeller, guess I'll just say it wasn't my idea. I think Eccles finally proven himself. You're welcome to stay with us. I had no plans to go anywhere. So you're going to let me walk around with my own axe and everything? That doesn't mean I'm not watching you. I can accept that. You're a good man. I need to get going. And I need to take a piss. God damn it, Eckel. You're not the only busy man around here, you know. Shake your head as Eckel steps away from camp. Let's check on Oddleaf. How's the wound? You notice Oddleaf wince as she rises to greet you. It's doing a lot better. When I saw it happen, I thought for sure. Well, I'm really glad You would have missed me, Rook? She smiles. Without Ivan, that's all you could have done. Said you'll have to put up with my crap a little longer. Still aches like you wouldn't believe, though. Oh, maybe you would. Heard you took a stabbing yourself. Guess things could have gone worse. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. Sometimes it's lonely since my husband died. Guess I'd say it's more like being alone, even surrounded by all these people. Not like I don't have enough to worry about, though. I'm glad to have a lad around. And you, Rook. I'll let you get some... Well, actually, what do you think about the caravan? You mean should we start kicking people out? That's a tough one. Usually I'd be the first one to give you a dirty look for suggesting it. On the other hand, I got a sword in my back. Woodleaf thinks for a long moment before sighing. Don't send anyone away. Just make sure nothing happens to Alette. I'll let you get some rest. Okay, thanks. I'll take you up on that. You know, you're welcome to keep me company. I'm a little more awake, I mean. I'll talk to you later. She just hit on us? Well, if anything, I think it's a good time to leave off for now. This has been crazy. I did not expect that to happen. I did not expect a traitor from Onef. Not at all. I truly expected Ekel to betray us, but it's a fascinating thing about this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you watch the next one. If you enjoyed this one, please leave a like and comment down below. Subscribe if you want to see more. Make sure you ring the bell notification button so you never know, well, never miss the next episode. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!